This is the Roulette Master, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe by hitting the red subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. Also ring that bell for notifications because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 9 a.m. And today's method was sent in by one of my subscribers, Jake, and I'll go over how he plays. He actually uses this French button over here and uses the 12 numbers that are on the tiers, and that's how he starts out, and I'll go over his progression. But another thing that he does is that he waits for at least 3 losses in a row before he starts each sequence. So if you look at there before, we had a 21, a 35, and a 25 before this spin. So we can go ahead and bet because the last 3 would have been losses. And let's go ahead and get started, and then I'll go over the progression that he uses. Okay, so we lost the first one. We're going to rebet, and then we're going to put 1.5 times the original bet, which in this case would be adding $5 to each. And let's see if we can get a win. Okay, we lost that one. So the next one is 2 times the original bet. So that's 2 units, so we add 5 more. And then spin. Alright, and we got a hit. And we're up $90 already now. So now we have to wait for 3 losses again before we start. So let's go ahead and spin. Okay, there's a 12, and you can see the 12 is not included in the tier. So we have 1 loss without losing anything there. 13. Okay, 13 actually was in the tier, so we keep spinning. We start over trying to get 3 in a row on losses. 24. So that's another tier. So we got to keep going on these extra spins. And if you're playing somewhere where you're not allowed to spin without betting, you can always bet small amounts opposing each other. Just make sure they're small in case you hit a 0. So that was an 18. Okay, so we have one actual loss, but we didn't lose anything. We're just counting actual what would have been losses. We're still up $90. Let's see if we can get 2 in a row that don't hit. So that's a 2 black. And okay, now we have 2 what would have been losses. So we're not losing or winning anything right now because we're just spinning without betting. It's a 13. And that was in the tier, so we have to start over. So you have to have some patience with this for sure. And then I'll go over the progression here as well. Okay, so that's a 27. That was in the tier, so we if we hadn't have been waiting, we'd be doing pretty good right now. But that's not how Jake does this, so let's follow his system. And hopefully, usually you don't have to spend this many times without betting. That's a 12, so we have 1 in a row now. Let's see if we can get 2 in a row that would have been losers. Okay, and that would have been a loser also. So if we don't hit a tier on this one, then we'll go ahead and bet. 18. Okay, so now we're ready to bet again. And we start with the original bet of $10 on each. And here we go. Okay, and we lost. So now we go to the 1.5 times the original bet. So we add $5 to each. Okay, now we go 2 times the original bet, which would be 20. So here we go. Okay, we lost that one. So now we go 3 times the original bet, which would be $30. This is why it's so important to wait for those 3 losses before you start. And we won. So now we're up $180. So then you just start back over again. Again, we're going to back up to $10 bets. I'll go through one more time, and then I'll also go over the rest of the progression. But now we need to actually spin without betting until we have 3 losses again. And while I'm doing that, I'll tell you the progression. So the progression that Jake uses is, and this is times the original starting bet, which in this case is $10, but you can go $1 if you would like. Okay, there's 1 loss in a row. So if you want to go ahead and write this down, it's 1 and then 1.5. And actually on that one, now we have 2 in a row that wouldn't have been winners. Again, we're still up 180 because we're not betting. So it goes 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4.5, 7, 10.5, 16, 24, 36. And then if you want to keep going, you can go 54 and 81. So, okay, now we've had, let's see, 20, 26, 4, and 14. And none of those are in the tiers, so it's time to bet again. Okay, so here we go. Tiers. And let's see how it goes here. Okay, we lost. So again, the second one is 1.5. So we go from 10 to 15. And we won. Fantastic. Okay, so we're up $300. So this worked pretty well. Again, let me go over the progression again. It's 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4.5, 7, 10.5, 16, 24, 36, and then if you want to, you can go further, 54 and 81 if the table allows. But you have to take those times the starting bet, whether it's $1 or $10. And this is, I think, my first video using the tiers. So thank you, Jake, for sending this one in. I appreciate it. And if you guys out there have a system that you want to send in, I would love to see it. Please send it in, and I'll showcase it on the channel. Also, let me know what you think of this one, whether you like it, don't like it, or would modify it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the red subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Also, ring that bell for notifications because I have new content releasing every single day of the week at 9 a.m. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day.